Can you paint on spackle? You know, it sounds like it would be much easier, and the short answer is yes. There's different ways and different reasons why you would do this. In this video, as you can see, I am doing skim coats on these walls. These walls were all wallpapered. We had to remove it, but the walls were still in rough shape, and you don't necessarily need to remove all the drywall. What we did is we took a bonding paint, painted all of our areas, then we did a total of 2 skim coats on all the walls. And this is what I did for both of our coats. It is a 1¼ inch nap on our roller, and it's just a blue bucket of spackle that's either from Lowe's or Home Depot, and you add a little extra water in it, only a few ounces, and give it a really good mix. And you do this because it's a little too thick to really put it on with a roller, and then it's hard to move it around. So just waters it down some. We don't want it too watery because as you are applying it on the walls end, it's just going to fling everywhere and make a giant mess. It's faster for sure, but again, your walls need to be in good shape. You can't do a regular spackle job where you have to do the seams and everything and just think you could do this every coat. This is just for skim coats. And now you can see I'm starting to smooth this out. This is just from Home Depot. It is a 2-foot blade, the Walt brand. You buy it as a kit. It's a little pricey, but it worked out super great. I liked it. I think it was just over $100, or maybe it was more like 200. I forget. It's been a while since I bought it, and you need to have some drywall or spackle experience to really make it nice and easy your first time. If you haven't done this before, you're gonna have a hard time and struggle. And really, the only thing that's going to lead to is either you're going to have a finished product that's really bad, or you're going to have to sand a lot more. You could also use a smaller blade. You don't need this big blade. You could use any size. A 12-inch, would be fine. But then this is a big wall. So if for my case, it doesn't make sense. This wall in total is probably about 18 feet. And then the one side is about 8 foot high, and the other side is probably about 16 foot high. So that's why I was using this tool and not just a 12-inch knife, because I really want to get this done, especially when I had 3 other walls just as big, and then a couple other areas. So I'll speed this up a little, and we'll get more into the finished product. Alright, so now you can see I'm up on the ladder, and I am having to use a smaller blade to get the spackle tight against our edges. You could maybe be able to get that with the big blade on a ceiling that was flat, but there's no way. Just need to get it in nice and tight so you don't have any cavities or anything like that. So that's all I'm doing right now. And then you can see I'm taking a bigger blade, which I don't know if it's a 10 or a 12, and I'm just feathering that in as best as I can, just because I don't want to have to sand a lot. You're still going to have to sand, but the less you have to sand, the better, because I know I am not a fan of sanding. Alright, so now we are doing our bottom half, and I'm trying to take this blade off the handle. It is a little tough getting the blade off, as you can see. Now, doing this bottom, it was just a little awkward, the positioning, and then trying to go around like the outlets and the stuff there. Um, it's definitely easier to use this blade when it's on the handle. It's a little hard to get even pressure along the whole blade, which is really important so you're not getting uneven edges and sides and getting mounded up areas. So that was the only downside really of doing this. But again, it really beats the heck out of trying to do it all with a 12-inch blade or a 14-inch blade. And now, just like the top of our wall, we need to still hit our very edges. So that's what you see. I'm just getting around our window here so it's nice and everything can be nice and blended and smooth and even. And in a minute here, I'm gonna go around the outlet and the cable box. And it's just the same thing. You still need to get your smaller knives in there to feather everything out the same. You can't use the big blades for everything. So I do recommend trying this if you have a wall, like I said, that's already pretty smooth and even, so you don't really need to feather in anything at all. You could definitely be a beginner and do this. It just takes probably some patience and some extra time, since you don't have a lot of experience in this. Thank you for taking the time and watching this. If you have any suggestions or something you'd like to see, please just leave a comment. And if you'd also please like and subscribe, I would really appreciate that. Thank you.